So in this video, I'll show you step by step everything you need to do to launch a money-making YouTube channel. YouTube has completely changed my life, but I always thought it stopped right here, just with sponsorships and advertisements. That's the only way you can make money on YouTube. Boy, was I wrong. After earning more in one day, yes, one day, selling stuff on YouTube than I had in the past 3 years on YouTube, my life was completely changed. And I felt lied to. It didn't require a team of people, becoming a professional editor, or spending thousands of dollars on the fanciest equipment there is. It just required 2 things: publishing 1 YouTube video a week and selling 1 product. That's it. But you need to know the proper way to do this so you're not floundering and Googling and spending 3 years wasting time like I did. Find your niche using the zone of leverage, generate hundreds of ideas in under 30 minutes, create a product, accept payments, set up an email list, a website, and a newsletter, and finally, the most important thing, converting YouTube viewers into customers. So let's start right now. No more wasting around. Let's start with niche selection. So the first thing to starting your YouTube channel is figuring out the thing you want to talk about. And I want to teach you something called the zone of leverage. The zone of leverage is something that I invented that basically is saying we're going to combine 3 things to find the highest likelihood of success topics on YouTube you're going to talk about. I want to find things that you care about, things that people care about, and then things that you are good at. If you can find things that overlap in these 3 categories, you've found the zone of leverage. For example, my name is Zach, and I was interested in studying personal improvement and like personal growth and stuff like that. And so that's what my 3 topics were when I first started on YouTube. This is what people cared about. This is what I was pretty decent at. And that's what I cared about. Now, I go over this in my other video, much more detailed on how to actually craft YouTube videos, find your voice, all these kind of specific things about actually making YouTube videos, titles and thumbnails. So if you want to check that out, I recommend you see my other video, how I reached 100K subscribers in 3 months. This video is going to mainly talk about picking the thing to talk about that you can eventually convert to making money on YouTube. Then you can move on to something which is idea generation. So now you know your topics, right? So when you want to come up with your YouTube video ideas, really there's 2 things you can do. You can come up with organic ideas, or ideas that just pop into your brain, or you can come up with inorganic ideas. That means looking at other YouTube channels and saying kind of, oh, these are popular videos, these are interesting videos. Let me see if I can use their idea to kind of come up with my own version of this video. But I want to give you a quick way to generate hundreds of ideas instantly, organically. So for example, let me talk about one of my other topics, which was studying. When you come up with one of your topics, so pick one of your topic right now, and then I want you to list out 5 general categories of what you want to talk about in your topic. So for example, mine might be studying motivation, proper study techniques, brain health, the best gear or tech, and then organizing your life around studying or planning your life. So these are 5 things, general categories that I think would be interesting to talk about. And then what you want to do is come up with another list of 5 things that you think other people would be interested in hearing from you. So for example, people might be interested in hearing about time management techniques from me, how to avoid procrastination, note-taking methods, how to remember everything you read, and how to improve your memory. Now here's where the magic part starts, right? So if you were going to teach people kind of one of these 5 things, right, that was important to you, that you think is valuable to your topic, break that down into 10 individual steps. So for example, if I was going to talk about study techniques, I might say, okay, what are the 10 worst, 10 best, and then I do a deep dive onto things like the Feynman technique, maybe the Pomodoro, maybe active recall, and so on and so forth, right? And what you can see here is if you come up with 10 steps for every single one of these, you have 5 times 10, which is 50, and then 5 times 10 on your other list, and that's 100 YouTube ideas. You can do this exercise in probably 15 to 30 minutes. So you're running out of excuses here for launching a YouTube channel, right? I know a lot of us get stuck in this like analysis paralysis mode. We have to find the perfect topic, and we have to find the perfect first video idea, and all this kind of stuff, when really you don't. The most important thing is for you to take action action and start publishing YouTube videos. When you use the zone of leverage, you'll figure out your highest chance of success topic, and then you can use idea gold mining and this kind of technique to start generating a bunch of YouTube video ideas. So you know what topics you're gonna talk about, you know having a bunch of YouTube ideas. What is the next step? Well, the next step, right, is to create products. Step number 2 to launch a money-making YouTube channel is to actually make products. Now, products can be absolutely anything that you sell to people, right? But importantly, they should align with what content you are making. So for example, Binging with Babish makes pans and stuff like that. Marques Brownlee makes iPhone wallpapers and phone skins. And I sell books and courses on studying and how to make YouTube channels and make money from YouTube. But there's a ton of things you could do. For example, you could create a PDF, a paid PDF for 100 cooking recipes on how to bake cookies if you're a bake tuber or a cooking something tuber. You could create a monthly membership that's paid for a special newsletter on like AI news or something like that. You could create physical products like jackets for dogs or something like that. You could create courses teaching people how to play guitar, and you could host these on a place called Kajabi. Or you could create digital tools by maybe making like a Pomodoro timer or to-do checklist by coding them on Cursor. But how do you actually decide which product you should make, what kind of product you should make? The absolute best way to think about this is think of a product that you recently bought around the topic that you're focused on. So for example, I recently bought a physical Pomodoro timer, or a timer that focuses on my study sessions and stuff like that, and an application on my computer that times out my study session. I've also bought books on how to do the best online marketing on the internet, and I've also paid huge amounts of money for courses that can teach me better storytelling and cinematography for this YouTube channel and other stuff that I do. So because I've paid for books and courses on certain things, I figured it might be best for me to make books and courses around studying and launching YouTube channels and making money on the internet, because those are the things that I have actually paid for. Now, for example, if I was really into guitar and I paid for guitar lessons, that might be a great product to sell. Or if you can come up with a better pick or a better kind of holder or something like that, these are great products to sell. And importantly, they match with your YouTube videos. And we're gonna talk about why that's important in a second. Now at this stage, most people have analysis paralysis. Again, this is a pretty short video, right? Because it's very simple in what you actually need to do, but many people need to read another book, watch another YouTube video, because they actually get stuck here. Just like publishing your first YouTube video, you are going to learn an insane amount of stuff when you publish your first product. And of course, just like your first YouTube video, your first product isn't gonna be perfect either. But the important thing is you can't make good products, you can't make good videos without making products and videos, right? You gotta learn, you gotta try, you gotta put yourself out there. Now, very quickly, because it's very easy and a lot of people get stuck in this actual logistics stage, if you wanna like make something and sell it on the internet, you could literally just have a PayPal account and a Google Drive, right? Say you wanna sell that PDF on baking cookies and 100 recipes or something like that. Well, all you would need to do is put a link to that Google Drive where that PDF is, and also a price for it. Then you could email, text, post on the internet, right? Say, if you send me $10 on PayPal, right, I'll send you this PDF. And what people will do is they'll send you money and then you'd sell them that PDF. And you're selling a product instantly like that, right? Now, of course, there's tons of other places you can do this. You could do this on ConvertKit, Kajabi, Shopify, Stripe, Gumroad, Selfie, that make it automated so you don't have to actually email these people and stuff like that, and that's probably better. They just take a commission. But I'm trying to give you all this information to break any of these like, oh, I just need to figure out what to do or which way to do things. It's so much more beneficial to just start right now. So you've used your zone of leverage to pick which kind of YouTube videos you're gonna make. You've come up with 100 ideas. You've maybe started publishing your first YouTube videos. You started selling one of these products in some way, shape, or form. You're gonna learn, if you do that, by the way, you're ahead of 99.9% of other YouTubers that are trying to make money on YouTube, right? Because many people never get to this stage, right? They just stay here. Now, if you wanna level up to the 0.001% of all YouTubers, we're gonna talk about the final step, step 3, which is converting your viewers to customers in a smart way. So how do we actually convert our viewers into customers? Now, this is essentially marketing, which is a huge, huge topic, but I'm gonna break it down to really all you need to know to start converting people that watch your videos to people that buy your stuff. The term that changed my business life forever was funnels, and this was introduced to me by Russell Brunson in his book, .com Secrets. So what is a funnel? So all a funnel is, right, is you can have people at the top of the funnel, which you could say are your viewers. And you can have people at the bottom of your funnel, which are your customers. So customers are people that buy things. Viewers are very superficial interactors. Maybe they'll watch a video, click on your website or something like that. But how do we actually get them from here to here? Well, there's a bunch of different ways you can do this, right? But what you want to do is essentially convert them to your email list, and then you can sell them a product and they pay you money. So as you go down here, right, it goes from free to costing money, but also as you go down, the value should dramatically increase. And not the value for you, the value for the people, right? So of course you're delivering value here, but as you get here, you want to deliver even more value because people are paying for stuff. So all a funnel is essentially saying, okay, someone's gonna watch my video and they like my video. Oh, they like my video? Well, maybe they'll subscribe to my newsletter because they like what I talked about. Okay, great, they joined my newsletter. Now, because they joined my newsletter, I'm gonna send them an email selling them one of my products. Okay, after they saw that email, they bought my products, or I moved them through the funnel. That's all funnels are. You start with something that's usually free or easy to access and end with something that usually costs money. And the important thing to be aware of here is that every single big YouTuber in the world uses funnels, and every single billion-dollar or even trillion-dollar company uses funnels. Have you ever signed up for a newsletter or had to put your email address so you could get something for free? Or has someone ever come up to you in the mall and asked, hey, do you want to smell this cologne or smell this new perfume for free? These things aren't free. These are all top of the funnel things that are eventually trying to get you to become customers. And this is a thing that I learned in the past 2 years that has absolutely blown my mind and changed my business life forever. So you're the bake tuber, right? You made this 100 PDF recipes of how to bake cookies and stuff like that, right? Well, maybe you make a YouTube video which is about how to bake the best chocolate chip cookie in the world, right? And then in the link in the description, you say, hey, every week I'll send out a new cookie recipe. If you want to join, you can join my newsletter. Then what you do is if someone joins your newsletter, you send them an email, and you send on this email, hey, thank you so much for joining this newsletter. Here's some value that's like another 5 ways to cook the best cookies in the world. But I also have a 100 PDF guide that I can give you for just $9, which will give you all the best cookie recipes in the world. Do you want to buy that? And if they buy that, congratulations, you've created and executed your first funnel. Now, what I want to show you is the way I would start using funnels if I was first getting started here, and the things that have really changed my life, okay? So you really just need 5 things. You need YouTube videos. You need a lead magnet, which is something for free. We'll go into that in a second. You need automated email sequences, and you need a newsletter, right? And then the 5th thing is a product, but that's assumed right there. So let's talk about each one of these things, right? The first thing is YouTube videos. We already covered that. I also have another video where I talk way more in depth how to make YouTube videos, which you can check out. So let's talk about a lead magnet or a tripwire, which is this number 2 thing. I have here something that would be a lead magnet. So this is essentially something you would give away for free in exchange for an email address. So what you might do, and this is something very straightforward you can do on ConvertKit, Kajabi, WordPress plugins, something you can Google very easily, is you might say, hey, I have this free PDF guide, this free ebook, this free exclusive video that I really want to give you. But in order to give it to you, first I need you to enter your email here. And what people will do is they'll enter the email, and when they enter that email, number 1, they'll join your email list, but number 2 is they will immediately get this free product. And why do we want people on our email list? Again, because we want to eventually move them through the funnels. The email list is the most profitable thing on the internet you can possibly have. Justin Welsh, who's this creator on LinkedIn and also on Twitter, runs a multi-million-dollar, I think he's nearly close to making $10 million a year from a very, very simple strategy, right? All he does is he has various lead magnets, which are free things, which get people's emails. He sends a weekly newsletter to people every week. And then after that newsletter, he usually sends people that he's selling something like a LinkedIn course or a Twitter course or something like that. He uses that funnel in a very simple way. And he does this alone with a few contractors. He makes nearly $10 million a year. He has free content, which is just Twitter and LinkedIn and stuff like that. And then people join his email list, and then he asks them to buy something. and they buy it. But they buy it, importantly, because he has a reputation of delivering amazing value over and over and over again. If you learn anything from this video, right, the way to make it on YouTube and making money is deliver value consistently. Deliver value consistently. So a few stats for you why the email list is so amazing. The number of people who click on emails, links in emails, is 2 to 5 times higher than people that click on social media things. The average industry income from emails is usually 4 times that from social media. Mine is about 20 to 50 times. And people open emails about 10 times as frequently as they like, comment, or subscribe to YouTube videos. But what do we do? So say we give them the lead magnet, they join our email list, and then do we immediately send them an email that says, hey, I have this product, do you want to buy it from me? Well, you can do that, and it might work sometimes, but actually there's a standard way to do this. Actually, statistically, most people don't buy from emails until about the 7th time they've been emailed. And don't worry, I was blown away too when I first learned about this stuff. It's just kind of a new world that hopefully I'm teaching you about, and this will help you kind of when you launch a YouTube channel or launch your products to make way more money on the internet. But why does this happen? Well, I think that there's 2 main reasons. Number one, people's BS detectors are hugely higher than they ever been before. And of course, you're going to be giving them something valuable, right? Not BS. But even though they're still trying to get to know you, they're still trying to date you on the email sense of things, right? They want to trust you before they buy from you. And this is why the next thing we're going to learn about, which are automated emails, are so powerful. We can send someone through this 7-day email sequence, 10-day email sequence, however many emails we want to do automatically through whatever software we're using. So what are automated emails? Well, essentially they're timed emails that get sent at a certain time after someone subscribes to your newsletter, gets your lead magnet, or interacts with your stuff in some way, shape, or form. And top email marketers, top YouTubers in the world do this every single day. Ali Abdaal, Brendan Burchard, Russell Brunson, Gary Vaynerchuk, they all do similar things, pretty much the same thing. What they do is when you join their email list through one of their ads or one of their free lead magnets, is they hit you with very valuable emails. They'll teach you something, they'll guide you in some way, shape, or form, and then they'll sell you on something at the very end. Gary Vaynerchuk calls it jab, 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 hook. You jab them with value, you jab them with value, you jab them with value, and then you hook them with something you're selling. For example, if you're this bake tuber, right? Say they join your email list off this thing, you might give them recipes for 4 days in a row before you try and sell them on the PDF. For example, when I sell my Solo Tuber Pro course, which is essentially what I'm telling you right now, but in a ton more detail and community and all kind of stuff, what I'll do is I have a lead magnet, right? But then I'll send people 12 different emails, 12 emails over 11 days. And guess what? Most people buy usually around email number 8 or 9, right? It's not in those first emails. That's why having automated email sequences are so powerful. You know what? Actually, what I'm going to do too is I'll just give away my entire email sequence. You can use it if you want. It'll help you. It's completely changed my life. So I'm just going to tell you it right now because I worked on it for a while. So the first thing I do is I thank them for, joining, getting this thing. I give them that thing immediately. And then I immediately give them something valuable, another piece of content, another piece of advice, another guidance on how to, make a YouTube channel or something like that. Then my number 2-day email is another piece of value, but I add in a case study, right? So I include like a student or someone that's first started selling their stuff using my course and how they made a ton of money and it changed their life and just to give some proof to people that what I'm doing actually works. And then day number 3, I'll send another email. Again, I'll hit them with value. And then I'll give them FAQs, frequently asked questions about kind of starting a YouTube channel, making money on the internet, just common things that most people ask. Then day number 4, I'll give them actionable step-by-step ways in which they can start launching a YouTube channel in like a week and resources they can use to help them get there. Then on day number 5, I'll send like a more like personal email, which is like who I am, like I was a doctor and I wasn't too happy and then I discovered this stuff and I was able to quit medicine and I made this much money, blah, 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 blah. But the important thing is I found a life of freedom and happiness, That's day number 5. Day number 6 is I'll talk about like common challenges people have when they're starting a YouTube channel, things that make it difficult for people to succeed, and And I'll kind of tease like in a mini like part at the bottom that I'm gonna give them a really special offer tomorrow that might help them solve some of these problems. Day number 7, I'll send a really short email which says, hey, I have this thing for you. It might be interesting. Here's a special discount that you can only access for a certain amount of time. Day number number 8, I'll send a really big email that says the full sales offer with a video, everything I'm offering, all the details of the course, really the nitty-gritty that most people like to read before they spend this amount of money. And then on day number 9, I'll do a 72-hour warning. Day number 10, I'll do a 48-hour warning. And day number 11, I'll do a 24-hour warning. And in that 24-hour warning, I'll usually make it a little bit more personal, like, you know, I hope this was really important for me. Like, it's fine if you don't want to do it, but please reach out to me so I can answer any questions. Also, this changed my life. I think it could change yours too, blah, 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 blah. And then I give a 1 hour before warning, and then the emails end and the discounts end, right? It's really important that you're honest and straightforward when you talk to people on the internet, right? Otherwise, they won't trust you. That was very complicated, very in-depth. It's changed my life, that email sequence. It honestly has, but you don't have to use that. I think if you just send some automated emails, like a welcome sequence when someone joins your email newsletter telling you who you are, what they can expect and stuff like that, or if you give them kind of just a bunch of value emails before selling them some product or something like that, it really can change your life. And of course, I have to plug the SoloTuber Pro course, but if you do join the course, I'll give you my exact email templates and everything that you could possibly have there. So you just literally plug and play your products and who you are and stuff like that, and it's all there for you. Okay, but the final thing, and I think one of the most fun things to do actually, is to make an email newsletter that goes out regularly every single week. Number 1, it's just like a great way to connect with your audience. It's a great way to give out valuable information for free. And if you consistently give out valuable and actually helpful information to people, they'll subscribe to it, they'll tell their friends about it, and you'll just be helping them. You'll just be giving them value. And that way, when you actually try to sell them something sometime in the future, they'll be like, you know what, Zach gave me like 2 years of insanely valuable stuff, and this is the first time he's ever asked money for something. So you know what, maybe I'll actually check it out because I trust him based on what he's done before. And even my newsletter, which only has like 5,000 people who read it every single week, those 5,000 people have changed my life. I've traveled around the world. I've been able to sell my products. I've been able to do things that I never thought possible from this email list. Having an email list is the most powerful and amazing possible thing you can have on the internet. I was watching this podcast the other day, and basically they were saying, basically for every person on your email list, it's essentially $1 a month. Essentially, it nets to $1 a month. And I don't think he's wrong. I think his numbers are actually pretty close. So if you could somehow get 100,000 people to subscribe to your email newsletter every single month, I'm pretty sure you could figure out a way to make $100,000 a month. All right, so this is really, I think, the best basic way and starter way, and it's the way I use, right, to convert YouTube viewers to customers using funnels, email newsletters, automated email sequences, and lead magnets here. These are really game-changing things that I wish I knew about earlier. They've really changed my business life. But there's this great free book called 99 YouTube Secrets Black Book that if you click on the link below right now, you'll get completely for free. And it'll take you through the foundations of YouTube success, content creation, growth hacks, monetization strategies, how to scale, marketing and promotion, and my favorite part of the book, how to have a mindset for success. I get emails all the time about how this really short, simple ebook has changed people's lives because it gave them the steps they needed to actually start making YouTube videos and start making money on the internet. And some really cool guy on the internet, I forget his name, but he's some amazing, really cool guy that wrote this ebook. I don't know, he's just great. So if you want that, you can check that out in the link in the description down below. Can you tell what I did just there? Think about it. Can you name which one of these things that thing I just said is? Okay, you're learning, you're growing, you're advancing. Really, really amazing job. Okay, so overall, what do you need to do to launch a money-making YouTube channel? Well, you need to publish YouTube videos every week. You need to have one free product, which is your lead magnet. You need to have one paid product, which is how you're gonna make money. You need to have an email newsletter, and you need to have an automated email sequence. So what people will do, hopefully, is they'll watch your YouTube videos, use your lead magnet or join your email list through the newsletter. Then you'll send them an automatic email, which gives them lots of value. And then you'll finally send them an automatic email, which sells them the product. They'll buy the product and your life will be changed forever. Well, not really. This is hard stuff to do, but this is the exact steps, again, billion-dollar companies do, the biggest YouTubers do. This is really everything they do in hopefully simple terms. And if you do this and your goal on YouTube is to make some money on YouTube, you're ahead of 99.999 probably percentage of the other YouTubers out there. And remember, all in all, starting a YouTube channel or a business isn't about just making videos or selling products. It's about creating a life of freedom, right? Isn't that the point? Isn't that the reason you're doing this? And to share your art, your stuff with the world. It's taking control of your time, your creativity, and your future. And these seemingly small steps like finding your niche, creating valuable content, and selling products are not that simple when they're all put together. They can have amazing impacts on not only you, right, but the people you're helping, right? Because the things you're doing are valuable. And what is value? It means you're helping out these other people. YouTube is this amazing thing that we're so uniquely lucky to have access to. We're so lucky to be born in this time when we can create things and post them on the internet. It's changed my life. And importantly, all this stuff is not about perfection. It's just about starting, about experimenting, and consistently showing up. And in the bigger picture, right, it's not just about earning money or gaining followers or any kind of superficial like this. It's really about sharing your message and creating a life of freedom and happiness, hopefully while having fun the whole time. Because if you're not having fun, there's no point in doing this. Aren't you doing this to create a life of freedom and happiness and so you have a little bit more fun in your life? Don't stress out crazy about this. I've outlined everything here, but take some time off, take a break, and then come back to this video, come back to my website post, come back to the free 99 YouTube Secrets Black Book, and you'll figure out ways to do this. I know you can figure it out. The world needs your offer, the world needs your product, so please make it. I mean, I've hinted at this cookie thing about 17 bajillion times during this video, and still no one has sent me some cookies. I've forced to eat Oreos. I don't even like Oreos that much. But that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.